सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् अचिन्त्यमव्यक्तमनन्दशक्तिं शिवं प्रशान्तममृतं ब्रह्मयोनिं तथादिमध्यान्तविहीनमेकं विभुं चिदानन्दमरूपमद्भुतम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेरी मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः स्थिरैरङ्गैः ष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। Om Shanti Shanti. As we have already seen, Gaudapada Acharya takes the three states of consciousness for analysis and conclusion. Like in every other science, you take the data, collect the data, and then come to a conclusion. Similarly here, the three states of consciousness, what happens in each state, and from that understanding he comes to the knowledge that has to be gained in the fourth state, the so-called fourth state. Really speaking, there is no fourth state. There is only one state, which pervades all the three, which pervades this entire universe of names and forms. So hence there is only one. This state of consciousness we call Turiya. Turiya means unmanifest Brahman. And what is the waker self, the dreamer's self, the deep sleeper's self? They are all manifested, is it not? The unmanifest has become manifested as the waker, the unmanifest has become manifested as the dreamer, as the deep sleeper. So, whatever you are seeing, is there something else which you see in this world except the names and forms and the three states of consciousness in which they go through? More than that, there is nothing to see. So he says here in the very first verse, he says, all this that you are seeing is Brahman. Now before we enter into the text and the Bhashya, Acharya Shankara, with great reverence to his own Guru Shishya Parampara, says two verses praising that Turyavastha, that Egam Advijiyam Brahma. That we will, just for our own purpose, we will read it, and maybe every day we read it so that we can understand the meaning of it a little better. Prajnanam Shupradhanai Sthirachara Nikara vyapibhir-vyapya lokan bhuktva bhogan stavishtan punarabhidishanot basidan kamajanyan pitva sarvan visheshan supiti madurabhung mayaya bhojayanno maya sankhyaturiyam paramamritamajam brahmayantannatosmi. In this verse, he is prostrating to that Turiya. Tannadosmi, that I am prostrating to. Who is that? That Maya Sankhya. He is beyond all numbers. What is all beyond all numbers? You are all scientists, you know. Infinity. That which is beyond all numbers is infinity. Infinity is not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. No, nothing. Then what is infinity? Infinity is that which is beyond all numbers. So, yet tannadosmi, that Lord, I prostrate to. Everything is in a mess in my mind. See, when the body is not available, what is the instrument with which we can communicate? After all, we may say we are not body and all that. Is it not? Okay, never mind. He will take care. So, prajnanam shupradhanai sthirachara nigara vyabibhir vyapyalokan. I will only give you the meaning of it. I bow to that Brahman who pervades the entire world by a diffusion of the rays of knowledge. How do you know that this world exists? That there is that tree or there is that temple. How do you know? In the light of my consciousness. So, what is pervading the whole universe? Consciousness. Without consciousness, world does not exist. Isn't that true? When you are asleep, consciousness is not there, world does not exist. When you are in murcha, meaning unconscious, there is no world. When we are dead, of course, there is no world. Is it not true? So, what is it that is in Maya tadamidam sarvam jagad avyaktamurtina, Krishna says in the Gita, by me pervaded is this whole universe. So here he says, I bow to that Brahman who pervades the entire world by a diffusion of the rays of knowledge. And what is knowledge? Consciousness. Now, that pervades all things that are chara, achara. Moving and unmoving. Everything is pervaded by consciousness. So you know that is unmoving. That is not a living thing. This is moving and very naughty. How do you know? Conscious. I am conscious. Is it not? I am and I am conscious. Existence is there. Without existence, there is no consciousness. Without consciousness, there is no existence. So, whatever you see as existing as this, is all because of the consciousness that is emanating from you. You understand? The moment we are unconscious, we see nothing that pervades all things that are moving and unmoving, who after having enjoyed that Atma Chaitanyam, having become the waker in the waking state, having manifested itself as the waker, what happens? It enjoys all the gross objects in the world of enjoyment that are gross, and who again, after having drunk in the state of dream, in the dream you are in a drunken state. So he says, Pitva, having drunk what? All Visheshan Sopidi Madhurabhung. He has been drinking something very sweet. Madhurabhung. Madhurabhung means one who has tasted, drunk in the state of dream. And why it is Madhuram? Because all objects born out of your own desire. So they are all Madhuram only. Whatever you like, you get, you are very sweet. Is it not? Who creates the dream world, in other words? Myself. Myself means my waking mind creates the dream world. You understand? Who created the gross world? We don't know. Ishvara Srishti. Isn't it? But who creates that waking world? I mean the dream world? I myself. Having enjoyed the Savishtan Bhogan, the gross objects of the world, what do? In the state of dream, all objects born of desire and illumined by the intellect. Consciousness illumining those objects in the dream state, enjoys the dream or suffers the dream, as the case might be, we don't know. Sometimes very bad dreams. Sometimes all your desires are fulfilled. You have an eye on the neighbor's daughter. That is, neighbor, if he sees you, takes one broom. So when can you see her? In the dream. Sarva Bhogan. In the state of dream. All objects born of desire and illumined by the intellect. By his own Maya. How does he do such a trick? That Turiya Bhagavan. Because he takes the support of his own Maya. Maya Shraya Brahma. Brahman by itself is akarta, abhokta. There is no action at all in Brahman, but it becomes as though it is acting in this world with the help of Maya. Remember the Saundarya Lahari, where it is said, Spandidumabi. Even to vibrate, Shiva is not capable without the help of Maya. Is it clear? So, taking Maya as a support, and who, by the help of Maya, is the fourth in number, which is a Maya Sankhya, which is not there with reference to the three states that we have passed through. That is the fourth. But really speaking, it is not the fourth, it is the only state. Is it clear that Gurudeva had explained all that? I am just summarizing what he said. And that fourth in number, and what is it like? Maya Sankhya Turiyam Param. It is the supreme. Amrudam. It is the immortal, Ajam, unborn, Meaning thereby that which was an ever-existent reality. There was never a time when it was not. There is never a time when it will not be there. That ever-existing reality is Brahman, which we call by the name Turiya in this text. Turiya, the fourth state of consciousness, Paramamurdam Ajam Brahma Yat Annadosmi. That which is and is supreme, immortal, unborn. To that Brahman I bow down. Is the first. Why Shankara had written the entire text is summarized in that verse and put here. See the genius of Shankara. He has summarized the three states of consciousness. And what is that? Is it the fourth state? No, it is not the fourth state. It is Paramamurdama Ajam. That Turiya Tan Natosmi. I prostrate to them. And in that Natosmi they say, in the commentators say, that by the word Asmi, Ahamasmi, Sada Bhami, remember? Ahamasmi. In that Asmi word you must understand there is Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Is it clear? So who am I? I am not different from all these things which I am talking about. I am also part of that reality. Ahamasmi. Aham sada bhami. I am ever conscious. Kadajin aham apriyaha. At no time I can say I don't love myself. You may say others I don't love. But you can never say I don't love myself. In fact, everybody is Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavadi. Even a wife is dear to you only as long as she gives you happiness. What happiness? That she obeys you like a real Padivrata. Then she is very dear. Suppose she starts objecting. Gadbid Kurukshetra will start. Why so? Because it's no longer making me happy. I love myself more than anything else in this world. And what is that self? That self is nothing but Brahman doing the spuranam. Aham idi sakshat atmarubena bhavi. That Brahman. Why am I so dear to myself? Is because that is Ananda Swarupa Brahma. Naturally I am very close to it. I love it. This is said in the Advaita Grantham, which we have done already. So then he says to that, see, in all humility, Adi Sankara Bhagavan prostrates to that Brahman. Brahma Namaskaram Kurva. Now he says in the second verse, Yo Vishwatma Vidija Vishayan Prashya Bhogan Stavishtan Paschachanyan Samadhi Vibhavan Jodisha Svena Sukshman Sarvanedan Punarabhishanai Swatmani Stapayitva Hitva Sarvan Visheshan Vigata Gunagana Patvasau Nasturiyaha. Hitva Sarvana Sheshan Vigata Gunaganaha Patvasau Nasturiyaha. Okay, Now he says, Yo Vishwatma, that Vishwatma, the entire self of this universe. If there is movement you see in this world, it is because there is the Atma Chaitanyam enlivening this world. Otherwise there is no movement. We will be like Madame Tussauds dolls. Have you seen? In London there is a gallery called Madame Tussauds Gallery, where all great men like Napoleon, I don't know, great and ungreat, I don't know, they are all there in a life-size wax dolls in London. Now we will all become dolls the moment that Turiya Atma leaves this hall now. What gives it that movement? Yo Vishwatma is the very Atma, is the very essence of this entire universe. Without, minus him, there is no world. Minus him, there is no movement. Minus him, there is nothing. Plus him, all are great heroes. Minus him, all are zeros. Isn't it? Are you aware? So many people ask why there is God. Is there a God? To ask that question also there should be a God within you. Otherwise a question cannot be framed. Yo Vishwatma Vidija Vishayan, dwelling in that fourth state, the self of the universe. Prashya Bhogan Stavishtan, he came into the world of waker and enjoying the waking world. Vishayan, Bhogan Stavishtan. Stavishtan means gross objects of the world. That which is known as what prajna? Bahish? No, I didn't ask his name. What is it you are enjoying? World outside. So what do you call it? Bahish prajna? Were you by-hearted and came? Nanda prajna, na bahish prajna. Anda prajna means dreamer. Bahish prajna means waker. And who is Turiya? Nanda prajnaha, na bahish prajnaha, na prajnana ghanaha, na prajnaha, na apra. It goes on. Nothing, not this, not this, not this, not this. Then what is it? That which is behind all this. Analysis it is. It is not merely telling you some story. That is why Mandukya is considered such a high scale among the 10 Upanishads. Now he says, Anyan, Somadhi Vipashas, Prashya, enjoying, Bhogan, Stavishtan, those gross objects, Paschad, thereafter, Anyan, Somadhi Vibhavan, and he enjoys what is created by his own intellect. Somadhi. Madhi means intellect. Vibhava. What are you enjoying in the dream? Whatever you have created from your intellect. The waking mind has created a whole lot of enjoyments. Understand? And Vibhavan. And they are Vibhavan. Vibhava means not one thing. Then Vibhava Samarthamaya Sadhya, we say. What is Vibhava? Variety is there. So in the dream world also, there is variety. Vibhavan, Jyodisha, Svena Sukshmad. And the gross enjoyments resulting from virtue and vice. Enjoys again in the dream state the other subtle objects which are created by his own intelligence and illumined by his own light. by the consciousness that is illumined, and who, after having absorbed all of them, gradually goes into deep sleep. So now before he went to sleep, what all he did? He saw, he did lot of vices and virtues all went through in the waking world. Then he dreamt what all he is going to do. Madhurabhung. Madhurabhung, before you go to bed, there is some madhuram you also take. No? Some people, not you. They'll take that very tasty thing in the evening, whatever you call it. Madhurabhung. Why are they taking all that bottled variety? Because they go to sleep without a thought. Is it not? So what is the dream state compared to the drunken state? Hence he says here, drunk with the dream world. Madhurabhung. Then what he says, Thabayitva sarvan edan punarapi. And where did all the world and the objects and everything go? When you are sleeping. Where did it go? As far as you are concerned, I am not talking about others. Where did it all vanish? In the deep sleep, everything vanishes, is it not? Into my own avidya, is it not? It has gone into myself. So he says here, Swatmani sthavayitva. In myself I have withdrawn. Now in the early morning I let it come out. In the night I withdraw it. So when you cannot get sleep, you tell the body, tell the mind, I want to sleep. I am tired. The whole day I had been working in the world. I am tired. I don't want to think about anything. Is it not true? And you say, tomorrow we will think. And you withdraw all the thoughts, all the worries, all the disappointments, all the problems that are haunting you in the waking world into yourself. Sthavayitva, hitva, sarvan, asheshan, vikata gunagana. Everything he has absorbed all of them gradually into himself, and having abandoned all the distinctions. All distinctions are only when you wake up. So when you went to sleep, what is the distinction? What are you? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? In deep sleep. Nothing. Is it not? What are you? Bank officer, computer, savvy, expert, or engineer, doctor, teacher. What are you? Suppose you are asking a sleeping man, hey, what is your profession? He will not answer also. Because he also doesn't know. All the gunas are gone. All the divisions are gone. Then only you can sleep. Otherwise you can't sleep. I have told you this story long time, many times, because it's worth remembering how the Nambudiri went on his first visit to Bombay. Son is in the Reserve Bank. So he wanted to meet his son. He got into the train. First time. And he is so afraid to sit in that train. He is sitting on the edge of the seat. And at that time a dirty looking fellow with all what can I say? Stinking clothes was sitting near him. So he said, Nambudiri, in those days, not now. Now Nambudiris also have become very wise and they don't ask unnecessary questions. So he asked, Enda jadi? What jadi are you? So that man said, hey, Buddha, nowadays nobody asks jadi. I can report you to the central government. And no jadigiri. You have paid for the seat, I have also paid for the seat, you just sit there. So the old man got really frightened. He did not know what to do. He just sat. And he has never been in a train. The train started moving. It was like a cradle for him. And he went off to sleep. Dozed off. And dozed off where? On the shoulder of that fellow, whose jadi he was doubting. In the deep sleep, you don't have a jadi also. He was sleeping. After 2 hours he got up. And when he got up, he was shocked to see he is sleeping on the shoulder of that, whatever caste it is. We don't know. Except the government, nobody is supposed to ask what is your caste. And the government can ask. Is it not true? All the application on what is your caste, what is your religion, why you want to know all that? Are you an Indian? That's all that has to be asked and should be asked. What caste you are? What is the God you worship? Is it all necessary to know? Hereafter we Indians must refuse to answer that question. I think so. And in these little divisions, what have we done? We have forgotten that we are all Indians. That is how Indians have become weak. Not because we don't have a dishana. We have got the greatest intellect, if you want. We have got everything. God has given a beautiful country. And knowledge which are thousands of years old. This knowledge has seen us through so many, conquests. India has remained the guru of the world. But what is it we are doing with it? The freedom that we have attained with such great difficulty. We are playing ball with it, I feel. Really. We forgot we are Indians. That is why the modern problems is because of that. Now, hitva sarvan, all divisions. Who are you? If you ask a sleeper, the sleeper has no identity. He is neither a Hindu, nor a Indian, nor anything. Nor a Brahmana Kshatriya, Varnashrama Dharmas. Are you a sannyasi? Are you a brahmachari? No. Then what are you? He says, Vishesha, Vigata Gunaganaha. What are you, Sattva-guna or Tamo-guna or Rajo-guna? What are you? That also he doesn't have. He doesn't have any guna. Because in the sleep state, all gunas have become samyam. There is no guna. You cannot say he has got angry in his sleep. No. Not possible. Vigata gunaganaha patvasau tasna suriyaha, that suriyaha, which is beyond all divisions, which is beyond all gunas, which is beyond any peculiar status. Nothing. He who is beyond trikala atita vastu. Is he there in the present? Yes. Is he there in the past? Was he there in the past? Yes. Will he be there in the future? Yes. You understand? There is not bound by time. Vivarchita. Such that is Brahman, that is Turiya, to that Turiya. May that Turiya, path to asau, may He protect us. It's a beautiful prayer, not to any particular God. Not any. You can give name for God, but actually speaking, there is no name. You understand? Without knowing the depth of such knowledge, we are being blamed. They always worship idol worshippers, Mannangati, and they break all our idols. So Uma Bharati said, let them break all the idols. But who can break the sun god? That is also our idol. Who can break? And in other words, Hindu Mata is Sanatana Dharma. It cannot be broken, even if all the temples are broken. That is why it had never died. Thousands of years it has survived all attacks. Internal, external, both. And it will, I am convinced after studying the scriptures in depth that it will never die. Because it is speaking about the truth, not something which comes to your mind, not like that. It's talking about truth, and truth cannot die. Trikala abhadita satya vastu is the truth. Nobody can kill it. Is it not? Hence it is called Sanatana Dharma. We'll chant it once more and then we go into the text. Prajnanam Shupradhana together. Sirajaranigarav Vyabibhir Vyapyalokan Bhuktva Bhogan Stavishtan Punarabhidishanod Basitan Kamajnyan Pitva Sarvan Visheshan Sopidi Madhurabung Mayaya Bojayanno Maya Sankhya Turiyam Paramamritamajam Brahmayatannadosmi Yo Vishwatma Vidija Vishayan Prashya Bhogan Stavishtan Paschachanyan Swamadhi Bhavan Jodisha Svena Sukshman Sarvanedan Punaravishanai Swatmani Sthavayitva Hitva Sarvan Visheshan Vigata Gunagana Patvasahu Nasturiya. So that is what a Bhashya starts with. And when Bhagavan Shankara starts the Bhashya, he thus prostrated to that Turiya Atma, and then he gives us the Anubandha Chadushtaya. Every text starts with Anubandha Chadushtaya. Anubandha Chadushtaya means the fourfold utility. Like, what is Anubandha Chadushtaya? Vishaya? Prayojana. Sambandha, Prayojana, Adhikari, Vishaya. Now what is the Vishaya of... what is the Vishaya? Not only Brahman. Jiva Brahma Aikyam. What is the Vishaya? Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Just write it down there for you. Though when you have already prostrated to the Paramatma, there is no need to give all this. But for our own satisfaction, we say Vishaya is Jiva Brahma Aikyam. There is Brahman, there is me here. What difference does it make? We are Tanmayaha. We are not different. that Brahman is me is the main theme of Vedanta. So, Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Who is the Adhikari? Like the Vivekaveda. That is called Sadhana Chadushtaya. But here, Sadhana Chadushtaya and all over. Now we are fully Sadhana Chadushtaya, Sampanna Adhikaris. But one who is ready for Onkara Upasana. Onkara Upasaka is the Adhikari in this text. Onkara, whether, no, but I don't like to do Onkara, it is very dangerous. Please yourself. Nobody is saying what you should do Upasana. But Upasana, some Upasana has to be done. And here, Gaudapada being the Uttamottama Adhikari, not ordinary Adhikari, Gaudapada. So he says, Onkara is the best pradikam. Why? He will say why. Onkara Upasana, Onkara Upasaka is the Uttamottama Adhikari. Why? No desires are there. Only the Tanmayatvam, the oneness of the Upasaka and the Upasya are well established in that Onkara Upasana. So he says that, and then what is the Sambandha? Does the text talk about the
matter of the text and what is to be achieved?
Connected. They are connected. Why? Because the analysis of the three states of consciousness and the Onkara, along with the Onkara Upasana, is meant to realize the Jiva Brahma Aikyam. So, the text is connected to the goal. And Sambandha is there. Text is not talking about something else. Cabaret, it is not talking about. It's talking about what? Jiva Brahma Aikya only. So, it is connected. Sambandha is there between the text and the Vishaya. And then, Prayojanam. What is the Prayojanam? Samsara Anarthakya Nivritti. Samsara Anarthas Nivritti is the Prayojanam. The Prayojanam of learning this text is what? That we get freedom from all sorrows of samsara. So, this is not special for this text. It is the fourfold Anubandha Chadushtayam. Chadushtayam means fourfold. Anubandha Chadushtayam. Every text in the Vedantic field or every scriptural text should have Anubandha Chadushtayam. For why you are writing this book? How is the book going to satisfy that goal? You understand? And who is the Adhikari to whom you have to give the text? And what is the Prayojanam in the end for that Adhikari? All these have to be delineated before you write a scriptural text. Not like as we do now. Keep all the books like this and then take some from here, some from here, some from here. And in what context it is said, nobody knows. And book is written. And Swamiji asked me to write books. I said, when the books start coming through me in its original form, then I will write. Until that time, I am not writing books. That will be only copying books. See, the great Mahatmas, from their own experience, had brought out the books. Gaudapada, I believe he used to lie down on that rock called Gaudapada rock. If you ever go to Badri, please see Gaudapada rock. Ever in that mast of realization. And he will lie in that rock. It is still called Gaudapada rock. And he will be reveling in the truth. He has the right to write a book like Mandukya, not we. You understand? We are only writing paroksha jnanam, not aparoksha anubhuti. That type of book who wants? Who is reading? So read great Mahatmas, their experiences. And it is said, so much he was in that knowledge that Bhagavan Narayana, Badri Narayana himself gave this knowledge to Gaudapada. Mandukya was given by Narayana, Bhagavan, to Gaudapada Rishi. Is that clear? And now also you can see that rock. Having said all that, and why it is called Mandukya, that also, and by the way I must say, it is, some people say it is written by a rishi called Mandukya Rishi. Why they put such bad names for rishis? Rishis don't care about their names. I am not this name, why should I bother? You understand? So, written by Mandukya Rishi, Atharvana Veda. Then there is also another Rishi, another Mahatma who interpreted it, saying that the frog is a very fantastic creature. All the 8 months of its summer season, it will lie under the water in the mud, in deep meditation. Because nothing else to do. It doesn't go in search of food, it hibernates. It doesn't take any food or anything, it doesn't come out at all. And it is in aloneness, that is all for indications for us. In aloneness, always thinking about the truth in you. The frog is always in that alone state. And when the rain comes, rain means the rain of knowledge. In that case, the rain comes, the Chadurmasya is adopted by all the rishis in the ancient times. And a rishi and the people around them will come and sit with the rishi. For 4 months, which are called Chadurmasya Kalam, they will teach one new text. That is how these texts came out, the Upanishads. So, when the rain comes, the most important thing you can never forget is the croaking of the frog. When I came first year, it was summer, it was rainy season, and in the pond near my room, they were making so much gadbud. I said, how can I sleep with this? But now I can't sleep without hearing all that. You know? So thus, the frogs represent the Chadurmasya time when the great rishis gave out this great knowledge to worthy students. That way also it is called Mandukya Upaniṣad. Let it be. Its name is Mandukya. And it is written, some people are of opinion that even the Upanishad was written by Gaudapada only. We don't know whether he wrote the Upanishad, whether he wrote only the kārikās, or whether he wrote both. What does it matter? It is there for our benefit. Is it not? So, whatever, be it what it is. The 12 Upanishad mantras are written in prose form, and later on Gaudapada gives elaborate descriptions of these 12 mantras. After the 12 mantra, Vaivadadhya Prakaranam, he says the whole world, the Dvaita world is an illusory understanding. And then in the third prakarana, Advaita prakarana, he establishes Advaita on its strongest base possible. And in the fourth prakarana, he defeats all the Vadis who are against Advaita, who are Dvaitins, in other words. That is the plan of the book as it goes now. So, Jnate Dvaitam na vidyate. And if you have really understood this text, then there is no more Dvaita bhavana in your mind. Advaita, you shine in that Advaita. Jnate, having understood Dvaitam na vidyate, there will be no Dvaitam. And to Gaudapada uses the three states of consciousness. Brahman goes through the three cities of waking, Tridhamam, they say. The three dhamas. The waking, dreaming and deep sleep states, and make us all experience the sukha dukkha's in each. Is it not? The sukha and dukkha of the waking world, the sukha and dukkha of the dream world, and the absence of everything in the deep sleep world. Sukha dukkha's, but Brahman is none of the three. Brahman is there in all, but Brahman is none of the. Is he a waker? No. Brahman is not a waker. There is no waking state in Brahman. There is no dream state in Brahman. It is a state. It is not Brahman. Understand this very clearly. In Brahman there is no, what is he? Avastatraya Sakshi. He is not Avastatrayam. He is only Avastatraya Sakshi. Brahman is none of the three, then how can we call it the fourth? Hence we cannot call it the fourth also. It is a Maya Sankhya. Hence the fourth only is a Maya Sankhya, not real. Then what is Brahman is the elaborate discussion that we are going to have in the text. Yesterday Gurudev had gone up to the seventh. I don't see any need. I cannot add anything to what Gurudev had said. But for continuity in our own talk lectures, we will just go through it in a very kadak way. Otherwise, it will be like a hodgepodge, isn't it? Some way of thinking and some way of thinking, they don't match. They don't. What is wrong with the happiness as I see it now? All of you want only one thing. Happiness should be always there. Is it not? So what is wrong with this happiness? It is anityam. You have to say, think. Is our happiness pure happiness? Come on, think. Is it pure happiness? No. Why? It is a dependent happiness. Agama bhayino comes and goes. One thing. Second is dukkha yonaya evacha. All happiness has got seeds of sorrow in it. Today I am happy. When I didn't have a child, I was unhappy. Then I went to all the temples in the world. And then I got a son. And that son is a dundu kairi. What do you call it? In the Bhagavad. You understand? Then what happens? The same son who gave me joy at one time becomes a source of sorrow, exile. So what happens? No sorrow, no joy in my life can boast of permanent happiness. The wife, the husband, this man, I don't know why he has changed so much. We don't know. There is no permanency in our experiences in these three states of consciousness. Hence, we are always suffering. There is doshatraya. It is to perpetuate the adruptikaram. Can you see that? Whatever we gain, we are not happy. If I get lakhs of rupees, I want crores of rupees. Never adrupti is there. There is no trupti, there is no pure joy. There is always dukkha mishridam joy. Three doshas are said by the rishis for our sukha, for the worldly sukha. One is dukkha mishridatvam. The second is adriptikaratvam. The third is dependency. We depend on so many things for that happiness. That happiness is not mine at the asking. I depend. I depend on my husband for my happiness, or the husband depends on the wife for his happiness. If the wife is gone, because she will go one day, or no, we are permanent. No, one day she will also go, however dear she is. Or he may go. We don't know who is going. So either we lose them by death, we lose them by indifference. Chumma irappa. Etina varshai. How long I am hearing to your ragas? Is there any permanent joy? Think. See, Vedanta is for thinking people, not for others. So, all our dukkhas have got doshatrayam called dukkha mishridatvam, adruptikaratvam, and dependent happiness leads to bandhagatvam. What are three? Put it in your mind. What are the three doshas of all this?
Depending on objects. Anityam is depending on objects.
Adruptikaram. Dukkha mishridam. That is the most important thing. Dukkha mishridam, adruptikaram, and bandhagatvam leads to bandhanam. I become dependent on that sukham. And when that sukham is not there, I am broken. So, in order to get a happiness which is nityam, which is permanent, which is not coming and going type of happiness, which has got a independence of its own. Why are you happy? Everything that you can think of you have. You have disease, you have a nasty wife, mullah's wife like. You have everything. Nasty wife, nasty children, but you are happy because my happiness does not depend on you. Have a good wife, enjoy. I am not saying anything. But remember, they can turn out to be anityam in no time. That is, don't stick on to them. Don't allow bandhanam to come. am not saying that the whole world is sorrowful place, no. But it is an art which you have to learn. That I enjoy, drop. Enjoy, drop. Eat a nice samardha meal. Don't go on thinking about it for the next 7 days. What rubbish. You understand? Forget it. Other better things will come. This way of learning to let go is the secret of a happy life. Let go. Now sorrow, now happiness. Okay, let go. So, now this dosha rahita sadhyam is only one thing in this world, and that is what we call Turiya or Brahman. Dosha rahita happiness is not in this world, it is not of this world. It is Brahman alone. Why should I know Brahman? Because by knowing Brahman, I am ever in total bliss. Though there is every reason to be unhappy, I am not unhappy. Why are you happy? That is my very nature. I have realized my nature. Then what can I do? So they will be laughing and singing Brahmanishthas. Have no desires in this world. Is not running after anything. If anything comes, edrischa labha sandushtaha, sandushta. There is nitya trupti in that. Man who has realized that truth is ever happy. He is not trying to be happy like all of us. Why have you come here? At least for 1 month at least, let me be peaceful, Baba. Not like that. Ever happiness. Not trying to be happy, but being happiness. Can you make a difference? Can you make out the difference? All the time we are trying to be happy. But what is a Mahatma does? He is ever happiness itself. He never tried. There is no trying there. He is ever in that joy absolute. Nothing in this world can add an iota of happiness to him. Nothing in this world can take away from his quantum of happiness. That is a state of bliss. Now, that's a great, carrot you are keeping before us, making us all run to all the classes, all these sadhus, the fake and the otherwise, the wise and the otherwise. We run after everything. Arre Babre, you are keeping it within yourself. You are happiness. So what will you do after going from here? Again run after. If I get that, I will be happy. Any happiness is, if I get that, that is a dependent happiness. That is not happiness. Ask those people who never had any money and they became rich. By some punya karmas which they have done. Okay, they became rich. Are they happy? Ask them. They are not also happy. Then if they get money, there will not be something. There won't be health. Like me now. Everything is there. Throat is not there. How do you talk then? Something, if only my throat is open, I am the happiest person, I say. See, all these are foolishness. Without the throat also I should be happy. Very good. I don't have to talk. Is it not happiness? See, we put conditions. If I have a lot of wealth, I will be happy. If I have nice children, I am happy. I tell you, it is a great mirage. Life is a great mirage. Here the teacher says, nirdosha, or that sadhya should be nirdosham. The dosha-rahita sadhyam is Brahman. Now, then I will start pursuing Brahman. That you should not. Why? Are you going to run after Brahman after knowing this? I have nothing, I just sit. Jnana Nishtha. I am Brahman. I don't have to go anywhere, neither to Vaikuntha or Kailasa or any place. Or Manasarovar. We have got all types of ideas in our head. If I go there, I will really come close to Shiva. Who is telling this? Shiva himself. What can I tell you? The Shiva is saying, if I go to Manasarovar, I will come close to Kailaspati. Take all that trouble and the leg is swollen and you reach there. All the time you are carrying Shiva with you only. That is the beauty of the whole thing. Think. You have to only look within. Make that journey inward. Therein you realize that Sakshatkaram is what we are all trying to get. Vedanta thus makes such shocking or revealing statements and have given us 6 pramanas. What are the 6 pramanas? Pramana means means of knowledge. What are the 6 pramanas? Pratyaksha pramana, Anumana pramana, Upamana, Shabda is the last. Arthapati, Anubalabdhi, Shabda. You understand? These 6 pramanas are given. All the 5 are only outward. Bahishprajna. Only Shabda pramana takes you inward. You understand? Here he says, only one pramana which could reveal my nature to me, and that is Shabda pramana, Vedanta Darpanam. And how do I get that? Shravana Manana, Nididhyasana are very important. Shravana means listening, not hearing. Listening to the great masters of the Vedanta and turning inwards. Take a U-turn, Gurudev will say. Take a U-turn.
Listening by an Adhikari.
Adhikari is one who has turned inwards. Nididhyasanam have to be practiced for one to know oneself. So none of this. You can call Omkara Dhyanam as Nididhyasanam also. You need not call it an upasana if it hurts your sentiments. But continue. Yesterday Swamiji told you that even in the anubhavam has not taken place. But I must continuously remember Brahman. Is it not? Shashwan Ashwarameva Vishwam Akhilam Nishchitya Vaja Guru Brahmam Nityam Brahma Nirandaram Vimarshadam Nirvyaja Shantatmana Nityam Brahma Nirandaram Vimarshadam. That is what you have to do. Not only hearing and listening by yukti, you listen to the words of the scriptures, but also that what I have arrived at by logic, I continuously, there are no more, manana removes all samshayas. When the samshayas are removed, what happens? I continuously think, I am not the son of my father or daughter of my... I am Brahman. Nitya Nirandaram. And with constantly remembering I am Brahman is what Nididhyasanam is all about. Either, it can be meditation in the yogic way. It can be samadhi in the yoga method. It can be nama smarana by the bhakti margis. Or it can be nididhyasanam by the Vedanta. What is the method you are taken? We are not questioning. We are questioning whether it is nirvyaja shandatmana. Are you doing it with not a agitated mind at any time? The mind which has become calm and serene and still. Have you trained your mind to become still? Call it meditation, call it dhyanam, call it 100,000. Why should the Upanishads talk about that type of upasanas? Because that is the best method to purify the mind, to make it very, very calm and serene. By merely knowing I am Brahman, nothing will happen. I will be the same fool all the time. So how do you, what do you say? You put a pole and then put so many stones to make it stand without movement, isn't it? One wind comes, it falls, what is the use? Similarly, when I have established that pole, what is that pole? That Turiya, that Turyatma, that Brahman. It should be by your anushtanam, by your nishtha, you must give it firmness, dridhikarna. Should happen. At no time, I am an individuality. I am the Atman, the Self. And what is my nature? Pure nature. Give me the technical words. After 8 Upanishads also you don't know the technical words. I am asking you, what is the true nature of Atman? What is the Surupa Lakshanam? I am asking. Satya Surupa Atma. Sachidananda. You are all what? Sachidananda. Again and again I have to tell you because they are not doing Nididhyasanam. Understood? Study the Upanishad, leave it here only and go. I am Sachidananda. There should be no doubt. Who are you? I am Sachidananda. Bas. Don't go on saying I am the son of Ramaswamy. Which Ramaswamy? There are so many Ramaswamis. So then you go into a family tree analysis. You know that man from Tirunelveli. Huh? Then you go. You are Brahman. Which Brahman? Don't ask now. Okay. Okay. That's only by way of Vedanta Darpanam should be there, Shravana, a systematic study of the scripture under a competent teacher, not any teacher, not our guru, but a guru who himself is a Shrotriya Brahmanishta. From such a teacher, you gain the knowledge. Guru Upasati is there, you go to the Guru and surrender your awful ego. Not that the teacher becomes fattened up by your surrender. Nothing of the sort. By surrender, you are becoming a worthy medium for this knowledge. Great music will flow out of you because all impediments are gone. Every impediment in you in the spiritual path is only because of the ego. I am a very egoless man. That itself is a ego. You understand? So be very, very careful. Remove the ego from your heart. And in all humility, surrender to the Lord. Say, you the total only know everything. I am only a small speck in your world. Thus with that humility you study. Shravana, Manana. Wherever there are samshayas, do Manana. Manana means logical reasoning. Don't accept whatever the teacher says also. Toto. You think. It cannot be. Cannot be. Not to just ground the teacher. That is not the idea of Mananam. Mananam is to clarify my own mind. And then when the knowledge that you have received in Shravanam has become now doubt-free, due to Mananam, due to reflection, due to chewing the cud. Every time after the class, don't go on sitting and talking rubbish in the outer world. Forget the outer world. There is no world for you now. Even this inner world that we have, and even our body, we shall have to forget. There is no body also. And samshayas are gone. You yourself will know, come to know, the Paramatma reveals himself in deep moments of thought. If you don't want to call it Dhyanam, don't call it. But it is Dhyanam. Have you understood? In other words, what I have told you now is only preparing yourself for that higher flight into the beyond. So from today onwards, be very serious about your Shravana and go back and read again and again. After all, we will take 2 or 3 paragraphs only. Is it not? More than that we can't. You go on reading it upside down. I tell you, slowly light starts coming to your mind. Don't get, oh, so difficult. How can I talk? There is no such thing. You are not putting in enough effort. Then suddenly, the Paramatma who sees your thirst for it, provides you with it. The stupid teacher who has taken up this hazardous job of guiding you will be equipped by Paramatma to teach you. And see the beauty of the whole thing. The student is hankering for knowledge. The student wants to know, burning desire. Then the teacher is not a good instrument. So Paramatma says, what can the poor student learn from this teacher? So this teacher doesn't know anything. Paramatma fills him or her with the necessary knowledge. So don't look at any teacher with... I am telling you all from experience. It has happened to me. That teacher, let the teacher be anybody. But if you are a disciple, if you have that desire to know, you will know. Paramatma will provide you with knowledge. Through that teacher. Have that faith. Then everything will work out. Then you will say, I was having this doubt and I don't know how the teacher knew. She was telling, explaining it. Teacher did not know. Bhagavan knew. You understand? Teacher did not know your doubts. And suddenly you get an answer and there's joy in your heart. Okay. So, what will we do? Next class, we'll continue. We will keep, because as soon as we come, Gurudev might ask you to chant Antaprajna Bahishprajna. As long as I can talk, I will take. Afterwards, we will see. We will put that. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.